All right, well, on today's video, we're going to be going over Jennifer's new to us 2016 GMC Sierra. It's the crew cab. Very nice truck, by the way. We were looking for quite a while, and we finally got a good deal on this one. It's got 114,000 on it. It's the crew cab. It's got the mega back doors, so we can actually fit some people back here. All leather interior. There's a towel down there. We had the baby car seat back there for when the daughter came up, so the car seat wouldn't scratch on the leather. And my shipping box for the new parts that we just got for it. But yeah, it's a really nice truck, besides it being dirtier than crap right now. But as of anything, before I went and bought this truck, me and Jennifer, I went on forums to see if there was any known issues that we should be aware of. And we talked to Tony, because I've heard horror stories on the transmissions on these trucks, this is the 6L80, and they make 6L90, which is prone to failing early due to overheating issues and killing the torque converters. So he turned me on to a modification to do that'll help save it, to help bulletproof it, prolong the inevitable, because we are going to be pulling our big 30-foot camper with it, and of course the race car trailer and the race cars. But on this video, we're going to be going over 3 mods that I bought that on all the forums say that you need to do to help bulletproof your 2014 and on GMC Sierra, Chevy Silverado, Suburbans, Tahoes. That'll help them live a lot longer and be more efficient. So what mods we ended up picking up is the range Technologies, because this engine, just like they started it in 2007, it has the AFM, active fuel management, which means it drops 4 cylinders when it's not under a heavy load. And in 2008, or 2007, 2008, they were really bad back then. They were prone to the lifters. Once the lifters electronically disengage, they wouldn't re-engage, and it would wipe the camshafts out and only be 4-cylinder at all times. So without going to a tuner and spending a couple $100 to $500 to get into the stock ECU and actually deleting the DOD, or the active fuel management, through the computer, Range Technologies have this little device here that plugs into your OBD2 port, and it keeps in V8 mode all the time. So I've had this on the Tahoe. They're a couple $100, and obviously when we sold the Tahoe, I sold it with it, so we had to spend another couple $100 and pick up a new one. But this mod right here is just simple as can be. You just come in here and you find your OBD2 or OBD2 port, which is right there. You stick him up here, and you'll see it flash. And that's talking to the computer right now. Boom, done. So now it's in V8 mode all the time. You know, I bought a V8. I didn't buy a V4. I'm not worried about that little bit of extra gas mileage. And to tell you the truth, on the Tahoe, I really didn't see much difference after adding that Range Technologies to it. You know, I want a V8. I don't want it to kick in and out. Some people say that, you know, as early as 65,000, they've had lifters go out of these due to the AFM, the active fuel management. So that is a must-have mod on this. So we got that installed, just like boom, easy. Next, I picked up this Canon Oil Separator, which is basically a catch can, because on these newer engines, these are GDI, gas direct injected. And what that means is on like the older 5.3s, you know, when your fuel rail's up on your intake, it has the fuel spring on the back side of the valves to keep the valves clean. Well, on the GDI engines, it doesn't do that. It's directed right into the cylinder. So your valves doesn't see that backwash to keep the valves clean. So what the catch can here does, it takes all the unburned deposits and everything and keeps them back out of your intake instead of trying to reburn it, which would build up debris and sludge on the back side of your valves. And it catches it here in the can, and every oil change, every 3,000 miles from oil change, you simply dump it out. So that's awesome. So we definitely, that's another must to keep your truck bulletproof, to help the valves stay clean. Like I said, this has 114,000 on it. So hopefully it ain't too gummed up in there. I mean, it's not showing any signs. I mean, it runs great, and it doesn't seem sluggish. So hopefully we caught it in time, and it improves it from here. Keeps getting better. And then we have this, which Tony suggested us do this, because on the newer 6L80s, 6L90s, they have what's called a thermocoupler bypass valve on the transmission. And what that is, it's like a thermostat that doesn't let your transmission fluid circulate through your transmission cooler until your temps hit 195 degrees. Well, I'm not no transmission expert, but I know heat kills transmissions. And Tony said that's one thing about these trucks. You know, if you don't catch it in time, you know, when they start getting mileage on them, and you don't install these, it burns the converters up in them. You know, especially if you're towing, you know, like we're gonna be doing. We got a 30-foot camper, and we got the car trailer and race cars that we're going to be pulling all over Michigan. So that is a must-do, which I'm going to slide up underneath there and show you where the thermocoupler is. And what that does, you know, this simply, it bypasses all that thermostat situation. It's got a spring and a little valve in there that opens up at 195. This deletes all that and lets it constantly flow. Since, you know, as soon as you turn the engine on and it's running, it's flowing through the transmission cooler. They're saying that anywhere from 30 to 50 degrees cooler by adding this mod. So that is another must-have, in my opinion, mod to help bulletproof your 2014 and on GMC. So I'm going to climb underneath, and I'm going to show you guys where that thermal valve is and kind of show you what's in detail. We're actually going to do that mod over at Tony's, but hold on a second. I'm going to slide underneath there, and I'm going to show you what it's all about. All right, there's your thermal valve for the 6L80. As you guys can see, it's got a 13 millimeter bolt in the center. Your two transmission lines come in, and then on the housing of the trans, I don't know if I can get back there or not. There's two nipples that go into the trans. And like I was saying before, this valve doesn't open up until 195 degrees to let transmission fluid circulate through your transmission cooler. And with that shift technology kit there, you got to take a little circlip off the top, and then it comes apart internally. Then you take the spring out and you add the new components of the shift technology, and it lets fluid circulate all times, keeping your they say anywhere from 40 to 60 degrees cooler. So that's a good thing. I mean, if you live in cold climates, they're saying that it might not warm up enough, but from where I'm from, you know, and everybody I talk to, heat is definitely a killer of transmissions, especially when we're going to be towing a camper and the car trailer. So the colder we can keep the transmission is definitely going to prolong, you know, the life of the transmission. So this is a must upgrade, which we're going to take it over to Tony's and we're gonna do this on the rack over there. It's gonna make it a whole bunch easier. So, but there'll be a separate video on doing that and the internals on that coming up. So there's number 2 upgrade that needs to be done on to bulletproof your 2014 to 2018. So let me climb back out from underneath here and we'll get to work on the catch can. Well, that did not work out as planned. I'm out here working, talking to myself, trying to talk you guys through it. Get down to go on to the next clip, and my phone was dead. Great. So we missed the whole installation process. But I guess what I can do, I can walk you back through it and show you what I did. This pedestal here, it has 2 of these push clips. Just pop them out. We mounted our bracket up here with a 7mm bolt with a 10mm nut on the back side. This takes a T15 to mount the canister to the bracket. And these have the factory style clips, like here on this old, this is the old PVC hose. You just push your 2 clips in, like so, and it snaps right off of there. So the way this works, guys, is that after we got the canister mounted, your PVC line up here, underneath this wiring harness, which you can see is right there. You just push the clips, snap that out, and then come down here and snap that off. Pop the hose off, and then install your new hoses, which comes with the kit. So the one that's coming out of the side of the intake there comes into this side, which is your inlet side, and that captures all the oil and the unburned gases and lets the gases through, and then it comes back out of this hose and snaps in down here in the lower intake to get reburned through the throttle body. So now there's not going to be any condensation or oil or any of that stuff to get stuck to the back side of the valves. Only tools you're going to need is, like I said, a 7mm, a 10mm, and a T15 Torx bit, and a screwdriver to get your push pins off of the bracket here. And on the air box, you have 2 factory style push clips here that pop back on, and you have 2 hose clamps. Easy peasy. Like I said, it's been about 20 minutes to get that mod done, and that's a very good mod. And if it wasn't sprinkling, it's sprinkling right now, I would take it back apart and show you actually the process of doing it. But you guys catch the drift. It comes with pretty detailed instructions. It shows you here the 2 push pins that I was telling you about up on the cowl. Then here's where the PVC line is connected to the intake, and it shows the other one there. And it also has the ones for the 6.2, which is going to be top and bottom, but this ain't the 6.2, this is the 5.3. And then, of course, your PTF goop to make sure your fittings are nice and tight. And they take the factory end clips, so they just snap in nice and easy. And on the 5.3 models, it shows the driver side connected to the throttle body, and then install the hose from the driver side to the intake. So passenger side goes to the throttle body, driver side intake. Easy peasy. About 20 minutes. And we'll do an update video. I think I got like another 2,100 miles to go before oil change. So we'll check the canister then. It simply just unscrews. The bottom part just unscrews from the top. So let me see if I can prop you up here somewhere, and then we'll put this air box back on before it starts pouring on us. Pretty simple, easy installation, to tell you the truth. I was actually pretty amazing how easy it was. I figured it'd be a bear to get them clips, but it's a simple. I'll show you when we go to put that slides on there like that. We're on the air box there. Can you see the clips here? Yep. So what you do, you take your clips for your air box, and this is how the PVC was. Snaps on there, boom, just like that. You got one on this side, snaps on just like that. And that was the same for up here and on the throttle body. Okay, so the only thing we have left now to finish this upgrade or modification is we gotta tighten up our hose clamp here on the throttle body. And then we have one hose clamp here on the air box. And like I said, everything else was just push locks on both sides, very simple. I actually can't wait to see how that works and how long it takes to actually fill that canister. I think I got, like I said, 2,200 miles to go before my oil change. So we'll do an update video on see how full that is when it comes time for the oil change. But I'm going to grab a magnet because I dropped my screwdriver down in the belly pan there. I don't know if you guys can see it down in there. Where is it? Oh, it's down there somewhere. Oh, there it is. So I got to get my magnet and get them hose clamps tightened up, and I'll bring it right back. All right. Well, there you guys go. 3 major upgrades that you can do from a 2014 and on to help bulletproof your rig, to help it last longer. And I think these are definitely a must-have upgrades, especially the catch can with the GDI, without the gas washing on the back side of the valves on this GDI engine. And the thermal valve on the transmission is definitely a must. And, you know, some people say that they don't have issues or they haven't had issues, and some people say they did. But again, the range technologies to keep it in V8 mode all the time instead of V4. But I think that was, you know, 3 must-haves in my book that is helping to save. But like I said, we are going to take the truck over to Tony's and get it on the rack. And we're going to do the Ship Technologies Super Solutions and get rid of the thermostat in that thermal coupler. And that way the transmission fluid flows through the cooler at all times. And we'll keep that transmission cool. I mean, going down the expressway, we went down to Jenny's mom's. And going down the expressway, it was only at 128 degrees cruising down the expressway. And I haven't seen temperatures get over 140 yet. So, I mean, I'm sure if I'm pulling a camper or something, they'd shoot right up. But, you know, heat kills transmissions, like I said. And Tony said that was the first thing he said when I bought this truck. He says, you need to get one of them shift solutions and bypass that thermal valve in the transmission to help it last. He said that's the #1 killer. It kills them torque converters from overheating. So I was like, all right, we might as well get all 3 of the upgrades that I want to get then and get her done. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to go over that with you guys. So if you have a 2014 and above GMC Sierra, Chevy Silverado, Tahoe, Avalanche, Suburban, and you want to make it last longer, and you're not having any issues yet, I mean, if you're already having issues, then, you know, you're kind of beating a dead horse. But if you don't have any issues yet, and you want to prolong them issues or even bypass them, I really suggest getting them 3 upgrades. So that's what we did. But until next time, guys, I really appreciate y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next video. All right. Bye-bye.